all my seniors will be watching, and then they'll make fun of me if I say something wrong.
Surely not. We're doing the video? All right, welcome back. Coming up next, we have Team Bumblebee from the National University of Singapore. And joining me here on the commentary desk, Natalia. Thank you very much for joining me. Your team took a year off last year, but have consistently been a very strong team in RoboSub. And this week, so far, you've been doing absolutely great out in the course. So how are you feeling about the finals?
Very hopeful. Yeah, I think everyone's really quite nervous right now.
I'm sure.
Yeah, but I think we're just hoping for the best. We did as much as we could for now.
So tell me a little bit about the strategy here. You have just one submarine?
No, we have two.
Two? Okay, and how are you going to split the the duties of the two submarines?
Okay, so we have a mini AUV that prioritizes going faster, and it's lighter so that it can do the style points for the gate. So the main AUV will just simply go through the gate. It will skip the slaloms, and then it will do the acoustics, so between the octagon or the torpedo, and then it will finish off with the bin. As for the mini AUV, it will go through the gate, and then it will do the slaloms.
Okay.
Yeah. And it will also be doing the coin flip.
The small one will do the coin flip?
The small one will do the coin flip.
But the big one does the style points?
No, the small one does the style points.
Style points as well, okay.
Yeah.
All right. And do they sort of start at the same time, or do they communicate between each other to when to start or anything like that?
No. So the main one will go first because we don't want them colliding on the gate, and we do not have the communication as for now, but we have tried it actually in another competition.
Okay.
So we're aiming to converge everything in our next year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotta save something for the future.
Exactly.
And you brought a lot of team members this year.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a big commitment.
There's 23 of us.
Wow.
That all flew almost 16 hours to get here. So, yeah, it's been fun.
Did you all wear your team shirts on the plane, so you had like a big sea of yellow on the plane?
No, but we did all use the same jacket in the airport just for our picture for our team. It's a very bright yellow, so we didn't want to go on the plane being too bright.
The one that's covered up right now, that's under the sort of the lift pole, that's the main sub, right? That's the big one?
Yeah. The iconic yellow and black Bumblebee colors.
Looks like they're hooking it up, getting it ready to load into the water. So, how long have you been with the team, and what's your role on the team?
So I just joined the main team for about a year now, and I'm working on the sensors. So on the electrical side, I'm in the electrical team. Yeah, so sensors and yeah.
So which of the sensors did you work on? So far?
Mostly it's the internal sensors. So we have like the internal pressure to make sure that's always properly pressurized at 130 kPa. And we have the internal humidity, internal temperature, and I also did the bar 30 depth sensor. Yeah, and we added quite a few features as well. We have temperature probes so that we're able to monitor even the temperatures of the other boards. And also the buttons. Yeah, so that's.
So tell me about the internal pressure sensor. So a lot of teams vacuum out their subs so that it can't pop off an end cap, but that means if you do have a leak, it can be worse. So do you pressurize the interior for leak detection?
We do. So before every run, we will do a bench test in our, right outside. So first we will pressurize the hull first, and then we will run all the thrusters to make sure that it's all working, the buttons, the sensors, they will test everything. And we will monitor the internal pressure readings from our telemetry screen. So just to make sure that there's no leaks. Yeah, I think it's in the water.
I guess a leak would also be pretty easy to detect if you're pressurized. Just you'd see some bubbles coming out too. So that's I've worked with teams that had leaks and were having trouble finding them, but because they were using a vacuum system, they couldn't do bubble detection.
Right.
So that can also make it challenging to find a leak.
Right.
That's a lot of testing to do before each run. I think that's really sensible. Do you also have kind of a pre-flight checklist that sort of that you run through to sort of make sure everything that you do everything consistently before you get in the water?
Yep. So especially our software, they'll know exactly what are all the things we'll have to test. Because actually, before even coming to this competition, we were doing a test run of our practice slots back in our Airbnb, and we forgot to check the DVL. And so when we got into the water, it wasn't very effective. So we immediately took note that we'll have to check every single sensor before we go for the runs.
Yeah, that's one of the things that separates experienced teams from less experienced teams and often less successful teams at the competition. It's not just technical skills, but also organizational. Doing things consistently, and when you do have a problem, making a note so that you don't make the same mistake again, because otherwise it's just easy to get in a kind of a loop.
Yep. We have a very strong ops team that is always making sure we're all on the ball.
Yeah.
And we even have like a timer so that we can make sure we're in and out at the correct time. Okay, so I guess...
Looks like it's launched. Looks like it's heading towards the sawfish side of the gate.
Yep.
It's taking the gate with it a little bit. We're turning it back. Maybe not quite at the correct depth setting.
Yep. I think they're going to go for it again.
Plugging the tether back in, so I guess some adjustment needs to be made.
Yep.
Did practice go smoothly?
Practice went very smoothly at the gate. So this is the first time I've seen it in this pool, messing up the gate part. But that's okay.
But just in general, with the larger course and everything, were there many adjustments that needed to be made for the double-sized course, or does the autonomy software largely handle it?
Earlier today in our practice, I think it went pretty smoothly. I think we struggled a little bit more on the grabber during the octagon task. So we'll see how it fares now. I think they made some tuning for the grabber.
It's interesting. One of the other teams I heard, your team had just had a run and you'd moved all of the objects into the bins, and they said we really need those to be reset because they'd trained their vision model on the objects being in the middle,
right,
and because you had moved them, their octagon detection wasn't working anymore, so they needed them moved back, which was really interesting to me, and it proves to me they were using their own imagery from the competition to train their model, because this is the first year we've had exactly those objects.
Yeah. So actually, when we go back, we spend a lot of time drawing boxes. So it's just to train our model, and we have a whole team of box drawers.
Does everyone have to do some box drawing duty, or just the software team, or is it?
Anyone who is free. So even the other day, we were all in the tent, and we were just a bunch of us. Even our PR, even our teammate from PR, she's also helping us do the box drawing.
Do you ever send some back to people that are still in Singapore to do labeling?
We were actually thinking about that, but then we ended up having enough people on site to do it. So.
Your team always has great T-shirts, so you could do something where like you give it anyone who labels like 100 images for you back at NUS can have a free T-shirt or something like that.
You're right. Honestly, we used it more as a punishment. So like whoever messes up has to draw 100 boxes. That's what we often joke about.
That's funny. A team that I work with was making a lot of freshmen draw boxes, but they weren't doing a good job. They were only haphazardly drawing the boxes, so eventually they had to give it to people who took the task more seriously.
Right. Honestly, our software is always validating all our box drawing before they use it. So.
All right, looks like they got started again and looks like it probably went through the sawfish side again.
Yep. skipping the slalom task and leaving that for the mini AUV. So,
Yep, that makes sense.
Yep. So it's gonna find a spot somewhere between the two acoustics tasks, and then it will decide. It will just stop and sense for the pinger, and then it will decide which to go to.
This one is also moving very quickly between tasks.
Relative.
Have you turned the speed up throughout the week, or has it always been going this fast between tasks?
Honestly, we were trying to get it even faster, but I think this is already very close to the max that we can go. So.
One thing I've always been very impressed with Bumblebee's team is the station keeping ability. Like when it's just staying in the same place, it is rock solid every time. But big congratulations to your controls team for what they do.
They're doing amazing.
It's not easy being that stable underwater.
It is. So, because the main AUV is a lot heavier, so the idea of the mini AUV was that it would be able to move faster than the main. So I think we'll see soon how that goes.
Yeah, we've got to make sure we. It's not really very helpful to the viewers at home who only have one view, but we need to turn our attention over to the dock every so often and keep an eye on that mini sub that looks like it's getting ready to launch. Main sub seems to have detected the torpedo task and is moving in.
Very nice. Now it's doing its image detection.
Will we have any clue that a torpedo launches? Are they pneumatic? Will there be bubbles? Do they float?
The torpedoes do float.
Okay.
But I'm not sure if we'll have a clear view from here. I think we do attempt trying to shoot the torpedoes from afar for the bonus points.
Yes,
so
thank you. That's something I didn't mention when I was explaining the rules to the audience.
Okay.
There are horizontal bars extending from the torpedo task, and they indicate the difference between near and far torpedo shots, and the far shots are worth more points than the near shots.
I think I see a torpedo floating there, so it must have...
Yep, I definitely see something floating. And I'm going to guess that because you went through Sawfish, that Sawfish is on the bottom here. In fact, actually, this is a good enough view that I can see that the shark is up the top. Yep, and I see another torpedo floating through the water on the surface, so it must have taken the second shot. And the mini sub has launched.
Oh, yay. So our strategy is to always go for fish, so both of them go to fish.
That, I think, is fish. That's the right side from the sub's perspective, so it went for the sawfish. We might be able to see some style points.
Yeah. The style points would be barrel rolling, so we'll see that soon.
It's a little tough to see because of the wind at the surface.
Yeah.
There we go. I see it.
Yep.
Very nice. Double barrel roll. I'm doing a bad job of noting what I see here. I didn't see the coin flip either. So, main sub surveying the octagon, I guess. And the mini sub hanging out just short of the slalom so far. Okay, so now we should. You face fish at the end, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So we won't know yet about which one of those on the octagon actually is the fish. But it is in the octagon. And we have a whole gang of Bumblebee team members in front of us, stopping us from seeing what's happening.
Can't quite. Well, everyone's looking very hopeful. It's a good sign, hopefully.
Over there we can see the imagery from the octagon task, and it looks like something is picked up, right? Can you see something being held in the gripper?
Can't quite tell. Oh, maybe that's the bottle. Yeah, it should be the bottle.
Once again, for the viewers at home, we have the trash in the octagon consists of 2 yellow bottles and 2 pink ladles, and the maximum points are achieved by putting bottles in the pink box and ladles in the yellow box. And so that looked like a bottle that just missed the bin.
So our strategy is to go for bottle, then ladle, then bottle, then ladle. So
Okay, so next we should see a ladle. For the viewers at home, even though it missed the bin, they'll still receive points for picking up and dropping the trash items. So the attempt was not wasted.
over at the mini AUV.
Yeah, the mini AUV has entered the slalom. It looks like it is now around about the second set of channels. Very difficult to see it from up here with the surface ripples exactly what's happening, but that looks like it went to the right side of that channel. The mini sub now through the channel. Again, I think it went left, right, left, but I just really can't tell from up here.
Me neither.
Remind me, will the mini sub return home after this?
Yes. Wait. I'm not too sure actually. Well,
I guess we'll find out. We've got the diver cam up now from the trash collection task, and it looks like some stuff has been picked up because there's not too much sitting on the table.
I think there was a little confusion of which one to kill.
That gave me a shock. They called for the mini sub to be killed, and then had to quickly inform the divers that they didn't mean the main sub. I've seen this happen a few times this week, where they've called for a kill and then changed their minds, but by that time the diver's underwater and can't hear them.
Yep.
So that's a dangerous thing to call out.
Even in our practice, at first we said don't kill, and the swimmers only heard the kill,
Oh, no.
so we had to change it to hold. Just hold.
All right, so now all the action is happening in the octagon. The mini sub is being pulled back to the dock. having performed its mission. Although, since there is no inter-vehicle communication, they could run the mini-sub again.
They could, yes.
We'll see if they do.
I see them putting in the ether at the wheel. They might.
Again, I think the mini-sub could have scored a little higher because I think it went on the went on the right-hand side for one channel, although I'm not sure from up here. If that's the case, then they could run it again and potentially get a higher score.
I think I'm seeing some smiles on my members' faces, so that's a good sign.
The sub is surfacing again. Can't tell if it's holding an object this time. One thing I think I forgot to mention for the viewers is that each time something is picked up, the sub can surface with it in the octagon while holding it and get extra points for that too. The octagon's the only place the sub can surface without ending the run. I can detect a lot of nervous energy from the team down there watching intently what's happening in the octagon. So when you're back home in Singapore, where do you typically test? Do you test in a pool at the school?
Yep, exactly. A pool at the school. We'll book a lane for ourselves, and then we pool test maybe thrice a week.
Wow. And how long for each time?
It goes from morning to as late as we can stay, honestly. So
like 3 whole days a week, basically, in pool testing.
Yeah.
That's incredible. That's the thing that we definitely have noticed at this competition is the single biggest predictor of success in the competition is the amount of in-water testing time prior to competition.
Yep.
So 3 days a week, I think, is probably blows everyone else out of the water, so to speak.
We prioritized the in-water time a lot. So even a lot of us were doing internships over the summer, and even after work, we will go straight to the lab and continue.
That's amazing.
To midnight.
Yeah, very lucky that the university gives you that much support and allows you to, have so much pool time, and they give you some space too, right?
Yeah, it's amazing.
Bumblebee, actually, the original Bumblebee team members founded a spin-off company which the university has also supported. I've gone and visited them once and seen their facility.
It's called BX.
Yeah, the BX Autonomous Systems. Sometimes those alumni come over and support. Do you know if any of them are visiting this year?
I'm not too sure. I think we do have a few seniors, but most of them are based in America, so that's why they came over to support.
Actually, now that the team has moved on, we can see that there's a yellow bottle in the pink bin, and there's at least one pink ladle in the yellow bin. I think there might be a pink label on the ground, a ladle on the ground, I'm not sure.
It looks like there's one ladle on the ground and one bottle on the ground as well.
Yeah.
It is very tough to tell. So now we're moving on to the...
Bin's task is last, right?
Yep.
So once again, the team have all moved into place to completely block our view. But over on the monitor, we can see that the sub is hovering very nicely over the bins. So hopefully it's doing the right thing. We really can, for those of us here on site, we can really get an idea of the size and enthusiasm of the team, because both sides of the pool are completely flanked with yellow shirts.
I everyone's really excited to be relieved when this is over.
Yeah, so much investment of time and energy, especially with those 3 times a week pull testing. This is really the culmination of a major effort. So your team should feel really good about themselves.
Yeah, that looks like a very positive reaction.
Yep, and it looks like ending the run and having the diver swim it back. Almost certainly no time for a second run of the big sub.
Yeah. Do we have a time check?
Something is happening with the small sub, though.
It looks like it, but I'm not sure if they've decided whether or not to run it again.
At this point, I would imagine the time bonus would be worth more than the difference in what the small sub could do, but
Possibly.
that's a matter for the ones down there to decide. How much software commonality is there between the two subs? If you're able to comment on the software architecture, are you able to reuse a lot of code on both? Do you know?
Yeah, so the mini AUV reuses a lot of code, especially because the main point is also to be not only to make it smaller and faster, but also to try out new sensors. So we're using a different camera and a different DVL, if I'm not wrong, and it's to check whether or not it'd be suitable for our next iteration. And I think we discovered that the camera on our mini AUV is not very ideal, so I think we might not be moving forward with that. Yeah, but.
And your Bumblebee also has a really strong Robot X team. How much do the efforts on the two teams? How much symbiosis is there to help each other out?
I think we do have a lot of common sensors that we use for both. So even when I was developing our sensors board, we took some sensors from the Robot X. But I think the run has concluded.
Yeah, it looks like they're packing up. They got a big round of applause by a bunch of the other teams up here in the bleachers. Well deserved. That was a fantastic run. I think that's going to be a pretty big score, and very well done. Thank you very much for coming and joining me. Yeah, congratulations. I'll let you go rejoin the team. Really appreciate you taking the time to come up and share the commentary with us. And the whole team should feel really good about what they've accomplished here this week.
Hopefully we get to go to Disneyland after this.
Yeah, that's the classic American sports thing. You know, what are you going to do after you have been in RoboSub? We're going to Disneyland.
Yep.
Is that planned for tomorrow?
Maybe not, because we'll have to be packing up everything already to ship it back to Singapore. So hopefully we'll have little time left to do something fun.
Well, I hope so too.
Yeah.
Thank you again,
Thank you.
Natalia.
Okay, nice meeting you as well.
Cheers.
Okay.